going out there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. This is the spoiler-filled review and I guess discussion for Creed. I've already labeled it one of my favorite movies this year, as well as a lot of other people, but I'm not just saying that because everybody else is saying it. I was looking at this movie and I was looking at the inner turmoil that Rocky Balboa was taking. I was looking at Rocky literally disintegrating from the cancer-ridden, from his lip nose to different things that he did not want to even get chemotherapy because that was the way that his wife died, Adrian. But it was like he ran into this kid named Adonis that in the first shots you see this kid fighting in juvenile hall. Like the biggest kid is on top of him, literally wailing on him. He turns him and starts wailing back on him. And you're like, what is up with this kid's anger? And then you finally see Marianne, which is Apollo's wife, go in there and tell him, I know you don't know me, but like your dad had that same edge about him. And then from there she takes him in and like tells him like, look, I want something else for you. And you see him like fight in Mexico, and that fight was so, how do I put it? It's not just nostalgic. I guess it's nostalgic in the same exact time as foreshadowing. It's nostalgic from the standpoint when I looked at the first Rocky movie, Rocky was fighting these gutter like fights because he just had to get it out. But yet you see that this kid is totally different. Like Rocky was smoking and drinking and all this kind of stuff. This kid was just hungry because he had anger that he could not contain, you know. He didn't even know like his dad because his dad died early. And then like full forward, he eventually leaves LA because I guess his brother was training this other guy, and he didn't want to train his younger brother, his illegitimate brother at that. And my mom has said something really interesting. She has said that the other brothers didn't have that fire and edge like he did. And that's the reason why they weren't fighting. It's like, I think I've heard somewhere before, is those that can't fight, they teach. Or those that can't do, they teach. And that's what he was doing. And the guy that he was training was really good, but it was like Adonis got in the ring and like he beat this dude down really bad, and then he got to the guy and he realized real quick that like I'm not where I can be. You know, he got beat down so bad. I looked at that angle, it was like smack. It was really good. There was a lot of great like fight moments from especially like the end and the middle. I think the middle fight where that was like a long drawn out fight where they did not seem like they cut at all. That was so well planned out. It was so well choreographed, as well as the final fight. Like, I don't know, I think the final fight, it was not as good as the middle fight, but it literally had me up in my seats, just like, you can do this. You can freaking do this, you know? But like I said, with the whole problem that was going on with Rocky, at a certain point when he starts training Adonis and they start relating to each other, and he gets this news about the cancer, he just kind of writes Adonis off, and like he did that because he was hurt and he's scared, and that's what happened in the third Rocky movie. He got scared, and I think that, I don't know if he had told that to Adrian or he told that to Apollo, but that was what was wrong. And he even said to himself, why did I do that? Because soon after that, Adonis just goes and like loses it and get locked up, get pulled away from the other prisoners because they were like, yeah, he's hurting people inside of here. It was just like, it was an excellent moment to see, because when they were in that sequence while they were in prison, and Rocky was telling him, it's like, you have all this anger in you because you're still in his shadow. You have to forgive him. But I didn't realize it was like towards the end when he was in the middle of the fight and talking to Rocky, he was like, I have to do this because I have to believe that I was a mistake. You know, and I was like, that cut me even more because that's a self-loathing issue. It's not just that he was thinking about the prospects that, all right, man, this guy, I didn't even know him, I ain't no ties to him, he's everywhere. I don't care about him. But it's more like an inward loathing about himself. And I was like, This is so fascinating because while this man is training, and the training sequences in this, if you like any of the old school training, you'll love this because there's so many sequences that pay homage. I talked in my spoiler review that sequence where he's running with the four-wheelers and the motorcycles behind him. I was like, yeah. But even when he got to the destination, he was there to motivate Rocky to get through his like freaking oh my gosh, to get through his chemotherapy. Because while he was training while Rocky was in the hospital. He was training while he was literally going and dying. Like you see like the turmoil that's going on in his body, the throwing up, like the loss of hair, all these different things. It's just rattling Rocky to the core. And Silvester Stallone acts it so well, bro. Like it's amazing. It's amazing to actually watch. And not just that, like to see where it came from, to see Silvester Stallone 30 years old and see him at 69 years old. I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but Mickey was 69 years old in the first Rocky movie. So literally, he is the age that Mickey was. And I was like, this is so awesome. This is so well thought out, so well planned. Ryan Coogler, I hope that they give you the ability of making more of these movies. I hope they give you the ability of making a new franchise, if not another movie. Because the way that it ended, unfortunately, Adonis didn't win, but he went the full 12 rounds like Rocky did in the original one. And even the guy that like fought him, he was like, dude, like respect for you. Because that was supposed to be his last fight. So we'll see if what goes around comes around. But even that last final sequence with Adonis and Rocky, when they were going up the steps, and it was like Rocky could barely make it up steps. I know that there were people in the theater that were about to cry. For me, it just brought joy because I was worried that he was going to die midway during the movie. I don't know. It was really powerful. Music was on point. Cinematography was on point. The story was awesome, and it resonated with me. It made me feel as though I wanted to give my best, and that's something that not since the movie Spotlight made me feel something. So definitely highly recommend you go and check out Creed. I don't know if I can give it a number at all. I just say it was one of the best movies this year. This is SEL0320 representing JVS. Hopefully you enjoyed this spoiler-free review of Creed. Blessed and happy Thanksgiving, or happy belated Thanksgiving if you're watching this tomorrow. Peace.